In today's world, the average person is surrounded by food cues almost every waking moment. From the glowing images on billboards and bus stops to the strategically placed snacks at checkout counters and the social media ads that follow us from platform to platform, food is not just available, it is aggressively promoted, celebrated, and normalized in quantities and frequencies that far exceed our actual needs. This modern food environment doesn't just offer food, it encourages constant, mindless eating. And over time, it reshapes our internal cues, distorts our sense of normalcy, and quietly contributes to the obesity crisis in ways that go far beyond willpower or appetite. One of the most insidious forces driving this pattern is food marketing. Billions of dollars are spent each year by food companies to design packaging, colors, jingles, and emotional hooks that bypass rational thought and directly tap into our brain's reward centers. Fast food is marketed as fun, comforting, and convenient. Sugary cereals are linked with childhood joy. Salty snacks and sweet treats are tied to stress relief, social bonding, and even self-care. The goal of this marketing is not to nourish, it's to provoke desire. And once that desire is activated, especially through repeated exposure, it becomes extremely difficult to resist, especially when the food is everywhere. Compounding this is the normalization of oversized portions. Over the past few decades, what constitutes a normal serving has ballooned dramatically. A small soda in the 1970s is now a child's size, and adult meals often come in volumes that would have fed an entire family just a few generations ago. These changes didn't happen by accident. They were engineered to offer the illusion of value. Bigger portions make consumers feel they're getting more for their money, but what they're actually getting is more salt, sugar, fat, and calories than their body knows how to handle in a single sitting. This escalation in portion sizes has also rewired our expectations. When people see a plate filled edge to edge, they assume that's the right amount to eat, even if it far exceeds satiety. When restaurants serve double the recommended portion, diners rarely leave half behind. At home, when plates, cups, and bowls have grown larger over the years, even a reasonable serving looks small. Slowly and without intention, we begin to equate fullness with quantity, not satisfaction, and the act of eating becomes less about hunger and more about visual completion. But perhaps the most damaging development is the rise of mindless eating, the unconscious, automatic consumption of food while distracted, stressed, or emotionally checked out. When meals are eaten in front of a screen, in a car, or while multitasking, the brain receives weaker sensory input. We chew less. We taste less. We feel less satisfied. And as a result, we eat more, not because the body needs it, but because the mind never truly registered the meal. This phenomenon is especially dangerous when combined with high-calorie, low-satiety foods, such as chips, candy, and sweetened beverages that can be consumed rapidly and in large quantities without any feeling of fullness. There's a critical warning here. This modern food environment is not neutral. It is designed to promote consumption at every opportunity, to convert attention into cravings and cravings into sales. For many people, overeating doesn't feel like a decision anymore. It's a background condition of modern life, driven not by hunger but by habit, impulse, and environmental cues. People eat because the food is there, because the portion is large, because it's cheap, because it's advertised, or because it offers a momentary escape. Rarely do they eat because their body truly needs nourishment, and over time, this disconnect becomes chronic. Children are especially vulnerable. Food marketing aimed at kids not only shapes lifelong preferences, but also promotes early habituation to snacking, oversized portions, and eating in response to entertainment. Brightly colored packaging, cartoon characters, and reward-based food messaging teach children that eating is not about health or hunger, but about pleasure and distraction. This creates patterns that persist into adulthood, making mindful, moderate eating more difficult and unnatural. And yet, despite all of this, there is still a belief that obesity is primarily an individual failing, that people simply need to make better choices, eat less, and exercise more. This belief is outdated and deeply unfair. In reality, many people are making choices in a system that is designed to push them toward overeating. When the default portion is oversized, when food is available 24/7, and when marketing is engineered to manipulate emotion and impulse, the path of least resistance leads to excess. And most people, understandably, follow it. There is hope, but it begins with awareness. Just recognizing the ways marketing, portion size, and environmental cues influence eating can begin to shift behavior. Choosing to eat without distraction, away from screens and with full attention, allows satiety signals to surface. Opting for smaller plates, reading serving sizes, and questioning whether hunger is genuine or situational can interrupt the cycle. And perhaps most importantly, understanding that consistent overeating is often the result of engineered design, not a personal flaw, helps lift the shame that so many people carry around food and weight. Ultimately, tackling obesity requires more than individual willpower. It demands a shift in how we think about food environments, marketing ethics, and cultural norms. Until we stop rewarding companies for selling more food, faster, and cheaper, the average consumer will remain stuck in a system that encourages overeating at every turn. If we want people to eat more mindfully and moderately, we must create a world where that is easier, not harder, to do. Because right now, the deck is stacked. And it's not stacked in favor of health.